Patriots wide receiver Stefon Diggs accused of trying to choke a woman working as a private chef at this home on Schoolmaster Lane in Dedham. Court documents show Diggs and the woman had been texting because she said he owed her money.
The verdict just came in. Stefon Diggs found not guilty of assaulting his private chef, and the jury did not deliberate long.
No, Diggs looked relieved as this verdict was read.
3 months ago, Stefon Diggs was standing on the biggest stage in football. Super Bowl, starting wide receiver. Coming off a 1,013-yard season, 14 months removed from a torn ACL, playing for a New England Patriots team that nobody saw coming. His name was trending for all the right reasons. At 32 years old, he had done the impossible twice. Then everything collapsed. This week, that same man was sitting in a Massachusetts courtroom in a suit, sipping Red Bull, while a felony strangulation charge was read aloud in front of strangers. 5 years in prison on the table. The Patriots had already cut him. His relationship with Cardi B was already over. The NFL had gone silent. Nobody called. Nobody wanted to touch him. And then on Tuesday, after 90 minutes of deliberation, a jury cleared him of everything. Not guilty on both counts. Stefon Diggs walked out of that courthouse a free man. He did not speak to reporters. He did not raise a fist. He got into a car with his mother and left. Now the most interesting free agent in football is back on the market. And if history has taught us anything about Stefon Diggs, betting against him is one of the worst bets you can make. To understand this moment, you have to understand the pattern. Stefon Diggs fell to the 5th round of the 2015 NFL Draft, pick 146, and was a starter for the Minnesota Vikings by the middle of his rookie year. Within 2 seasons, he was one of the most explosive receivers in the league. And then, on January 14th, 2018, he made the play that put his name on the map forever. And what does he do next? The cryptic tweets start. The Instagram likes about wanting out. The Vikings trade him to Buffalo in 2020. But it worked. In Buffalo, Diggs goes nuclear. First year with Josh Allen, 127 receptions, 4 straight seasons over 1,100 yards, 4 consecutive Pro Bowls. Him and Allen, one of the best quarterback-receiver duos in football. Then the cryptic posts came back. His brother Trevon on social media, practically begging Dallas to trade for him. A tweet, just 3 dots, that broke the internet. Sports Illustrated ran a headline calling it Stefon Diggs' addiction to drama. March 2024, traded to Houston, then a non-contact play, left knee, season over. And because Houston had restructured his deal, he is also a free agent. At 31 years old, coming off a torn ACL, staring into the abyss. Most players in that position are done. Not finished, but the kind of done where teams offer you minimum contracts and you spend 2 seasons being someone else's depth chart. New England called, not with a minimum offer, with a 3-year, $63.5 million contract. What Stefon Diggs did in 2025 was remarkable. He played all 17 games, he caught 85 passes for 1,013 yards and 4 touchdowns on a team that had gone 4-13 the year before. His PFF receiving grade of 87.5 ranked 7th among all qualified receivers in the NFL. For a man 14 months removed from a torn ACL on a roster nobody picked to compete, that number is staggering. And then the collapse began. Fans noticed that Diggs and Cardi B unfollowed each other on Instagram right after the Super Bowl loss. They had been together since spring 2025. They had a son together, born November. She had been on the field with him at the AFC Championship. Then she was gone. Sources described a relationship that was always volatile, and a final fracture that she reportedly described as freedom. But the breakup was not the real problem. Back in December, while the Patriots were still alive in the regular season, his personal chef, a woman named Jamila Adams, had gone to Dedham police and filed a report alleging that on December 2nd, Stefon Diggs had slapped her across the face and put her in a chokehold during an argument at his home. She claimed she could not breathe. The charges were felony strangulation and misdemeanor assault and battery. The felony alone carried up to 5 years in prison. His lawyers pushed the arraignment back to February 13th, 2 days after the Super Bowl, so he could finish the season. He pleaded not guilty. The NFL opened a personal conduct review, and in March, the Patriots released him, saving $16.8 million in cap space. The phone went silent. For 2 months, no team called. Stefon Diggs, 4-time Pro Bowler, Super Bowl participant, 11,500-yard career, couldn't get a phone call. The trial lasted 2 days. It probably should have been 1. Jamila Adams took the stand and described the alleged incident, the slap, the chokehold, the moment she said she could not breathe. She described a complicated relationship. Friends once, then more than friends, then his live-in chef at $2,000 a week. She said she was owed $19,000 in unpaid wages. And then the defense started pulling threads. Her attorney had recently demanded $5.5 million from Diggs in a civil claim. Diggs' financial manager testified that Adams had actually been overpaid by approximately $2,500 after submitting the same receipt multiple times. The money story started looking very different from the version she had told police. Then came the witnesses. Diggs' chief of staff saw Adams in the kitchen the same evening of the alleged assault. No marks on her face, no redness, no swelling. She was looking for a pen to write him a birthday card. A massage therapist who arrived at 5:45 p.m. noticed nothing unusual about her. Adams flew to New York that same night. Her hairstylist picked her up at LaGuardia and FaceTimed with her about an hour after the alleged assault. No injuries visible. Adams didn't say a word about being attacked. The defense played video from December 7th, 5 days later, showing Adams laughing and dancing with friends. No visible marks anywhere. On December 9th, she went back to Diggs' house. She was there again on December 13th when her hairstylist came by. That evening, she shouted at Diggs about money and told the stylist she was going to take it to the blogs. She mentioned a hostile work environment. She did not mention being attacked 11 days earlier. She did not report the alleged assault until December 16th, 14 days after it supposedly happened. Defense attorney Andrew Kettlewell kept it simple in closing. There was no assault, no strangulation, no incident at all on that day or any other day. No photographs of injuries, no medical records, no statements from Adams between the alleged attack and the police report. The sole evidence was her word, not guilty on both counts. Stefon Diggs stood up, blinked repeatedly, and a tear rolled down his face. He did not speak. He walked out with his mother and got into a car. His attorney said it simply: any team that signs him will be lucky to have him. Here is what Stefon Diggs is as a football player right now, stripped of everything else. 85 catches, over 1,000 yards, top 7 PFF grade at the position, all 17 games played, coming off a Super Bowl, costs nothing, no trade compensation, no draft picks, just a contract, and almost certainly a team-friendly one, given how long he has been sitting. The Washington Commanders make the most sense. Nearly $50 million in cap space. Jaden Daniels needs a proven second option behind Terry McLaurin, and Diggs grew up in Gaithersburg, Maryland. This would be a homecoming in the most literal sense. The Baltimore Ravens are another logical fit. Lamar Jackson has never had the receiver room he deserves, and Diggs, operating in the intermediate zones that Jackson already thrives on, is a natural marriage. The LA Rams, with Matthew Stafford's window closing, could add Diggs to a receiver room that already has Puka Nacua and Devontae Adams and go genuinely dangerous. And the Kansas City Chiefs, with Patrick Mahomes returning from a knee injury and thin depth behind Rashid Rice, could use a veteran safety blanket on a short deal the way championship teams always find a way to. The point is not which team. The point is that somebody is about to get a 4-time Pro Bowler with 7 1,000-yard seasons, proven durability, and a chip on his shoulder the size of a Massachusetts courthouse. This is the story of Stefon Diggs. 5th round pick, Minneapolis Miracle, 4 Pro Bowls, Torn ACL, Super Bowl, felony charge, not guilty. Every single time this man has been counted out, every single time the bracket was drawn up without him, he has come back and made someone look foolish for not believing. He fell to round 5 and became a Pro Bowler. He tore his ACL and made the Super Bowl. He sat in a courtroom this week and walked out a free man. The question was never whether Stefon Diggs was done. The question is, which team figures that out first? I spent hours putting this together. Hope you all enjoy it. And there's a new hype feature, so feel free to show some love with a hype. Don't forget to subscribe. I'm trying to hit the 2K mark before the season ends. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.